again is another week of Will's Take on Sports. I'm the host, Will Walker. So glad you took the time to listen and download and, listen live with me here on Spreaker.com. I really appreciate all the love that I get with everybody taking the opportunity to download and listen. Also, the show will be available for a podcast or on demand at on iHeartRadio, Google Play, iTunes, radio.com. There are so many different forms that you can actually listen to this show. I really appreciate everyone taking that opportunity to do that. Great week last week for me. Outstanding week. All right, let's get to what the news of the day is regarding that boy Antonio Brown. He decided that Antonio Brown decided to act a plumb fool. He decided to go after his boss. Nowhere can you do that and still be employed. I'm going to go ahead and try to told you. That don't work like that. Antonio Brown decided to go after Mike Mayock, the GM of the Oakland Raiders. Apparently he had to be restrained from teammates, so they decided to send him home. It's a possibility that they may suspend him. That was the breaking news pretty much most of this day as the NFL is getting ready to kick off their 100th season. So I know Roger Goodell's got to be just ecstatic with all that positive news that he's getting with Antonio Brown's foolishness and the drama that is going on with the Oakland Raiders. I don't have an ounce of sympathy for the Raiders. I really don't. They knew what they were doing. They had to know that they were getting this guy who was a possibility. It's a possibility that he was a headache. Listen, in this NFL today, you don't trade a wide receiver that's able to be as productive as Antonio Brown, and you don't trade him for a third-round pick, and that's what the Steelers basically did. And basically, they gave him away basically to the Oakland Raiders for a third-round pick. Basically, you take him, we don't need him, we don't want him no more. Get him up out of here. So they got rid of him, and the Oakland Raiders took it on. They took that chance, and now this is what happens when you take a chance on a guy who pretty much was a problem somewhere else, and you think you can change him, and that didn't work out. Well, it hasn't worked out so far, but it's going to be really interesting to see because, again, it's a possibility they may suspend him, or they may look to suspend him, or they may suspend him, whatever. He ain't suspended yet. That's all I can say about that. All right, that's all I got to say about Antonio Brown. I want to move on from that foolishness. This podcast, 9-5 NFL preview, and I'm going to pick 5 games for you. Going to be 2 NFL games and 3 college football games. All right. Someone asked me the crazy question, what is the numbers I put after the podcast when I write my titles? Like today I got 9-5. It's the date. Okay? That's what that is. Today is the 5th, so 9-5. I'm just saying. All right. Anyway, tonight we're going to kick off the NFL's 100th football season. I know everybody's happy that football is back. It is back. But before we get to the kickoff tonight, let me give my preview and prediction of the upcoming 2019 NFL season. Let me start with the American Football Conference. Okay, it's New England yesterday, today, and tomorrow. The New England Patriots may not have Gronk, and I know TB12 is old by NFL standards, but they are the team to get back to Miami for their fourth consecutive Super Bowl. I mean, that's remarkable in today's age with all the turnover on teams. But anyway, in off seasons. But anyway, the New England Patriots are my team that I'm picking to represent the American Football Conference. I know there are other possibilities in the American Football Conference, but I don't consider them to be serious contenders. The Steelers don't have AB. The aforementioned AB, and for as much of a headache he was, the Miami native is a difference maker at wideout. He's one of 3 receivers that I think is elite and a difference maker, and he is not in the black and yellow. Black and yellow, that's a song. Yeah, black and yellow. I think Juju, that the new number 1 wide receiver, Juju Smith-Schuster, benefited from AB on the other side, and I think Ben did too. And AB is gone, so let's see. I don't think that the Pittsburgh Steelers we'll get back to the Super Bowl. All right, before Andrew Luck retired, I picked the Colts to make the show. I mean, picked them to make the Super Bowl. But I'm going to retract from that now because, no Andrew Luck, no Super Bowl. I'm sorry. You may have a nice team. You might even win the AFC South, but I'm sorry. I cannot pick the Colts without Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck was a legit all-pro quarterback, and no Andrew Luck, no Super Bowl. Basically, the other teams that I possibly can look at, I've heard some other people make some, I guess you can say, make some Super Bowl predictions about. The Ravens can't throw. Lamar Jackson is a nice runner, but he can't throw. Sorry. I don't care if he wants to throw the ball 30 times a game. He still can't throw. The Chargers are misplaced in L.A., and I think what happened is Melvin Gordon got infected by that Hollywood delusional bug. He thinks he's more than what he is, or he thinks he's better than he is. And even with him, they still not a Super Bowl contender, in my opinion. Last year, I picked the Titans to go to the Super Bowl. Not going to go out on that limb again. No, not picking the Titans. But anyway, the Texans made nice moves in the offseason. Laramie Tunsil, Kenny Stills coming over from the Dolphins. They got rid of Jadeveon Clowney and got some nice pieces back. J.J. Watt still back on defense. I just do not believe in the Texans. I'm sorry. Sorry, Houston fans. I just don't believe in the Houston Texans. I like what they did in the offseason. And let me get on the Miami Dolphins real quick, because the Miami Dolphins not win anything. I picked the Dolphins to win no more than 2 games this season. 2. Last year I said they would win no more than 4. They won 7. Okay, so I was wrong. But this year I'm only going to say 2. Dolphins. And then there's some Dolphin fans that are asking, well, why do we do that? Why do we move those guys? Because the Dolphins weren't winning with them. So you might as well try to get something, get pieces to build for the future. You might as well get draft picks. Might as well, because they weren't winning. I'm just saying. And then let me move on. Okay, that's all I got to say about Dolphins. It's going to be a depressing year in pro football for me. I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. All right, the Kansas City, Kansas City will score points. Let me say that. They just will give up just as many as they score. They don't have no D in Kansas City, except for the last letter in Andy Reid's last name, Reid D. Anyway, and if Kansas City defense doesn't get any better than last year, Andy Reid will be coaching the Pro Bowl again. It's just the way I see it. And the Pro Bowl coach is the guy who loses the AFC game or the championship game. They coach the Pro Bowl. I think that's still a rule. Not really sure. But anyway, no, don't believe in KC. So for the AFC, the American Football Conference, I'm going to go with the New England Patriots. Anyway. All right. Now on to the National Football Conference, the NFC, the senior circuit. Listen, I think there are 5 teams with a legit shot to head south in February, head to Miami. I like Philly, Chicago, LA Rams, Saints, and the Carolina Panthers. Nope, I did not include the Dallas Cowboys because I don't believe in their quarterback. I don't believe in the secondary or the defensive line. I'm glad that, Ezekiel Elliott got his money, but money don't buy championships unless you're Wayne Huizenga in 1997 for the Miami Marlins. For the Marlins at that time. But it usually don't work most of the time. You can't buy championships. And Jerry Jones seems like he's trying to buy a title to me. And I just don't believe that the Cowboys have the depth that's better than a team that I really, truly believe should, if they're healthy, represent the NFC. I might have just given it away. And plus, I know LeBron James likes Taco Tuesday. He makes those dumb social media posts on Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. Whatever. But I wonder I wonder how he feels about Taco Charlton on Sundays. I wonder how he feels about him. Maybe he'll make some posts if Taco Charlton has a great season. But anyway, I just made that reference because LeBron's a Cowboys fan and a Yankees fan. He's a front runner. All right, I digress. All right, Carolina, at one point last season, they were doing pretty well. They were at the top of the conference. Then Cam got injured, and the bottom fell out. So, but this year Cam is back. I like their defense, but they're not my Super Bowl pick for the NFC. All right, the NFC, their NFC South brethren Saints are pissed about the no call in the NFC Championship game that happened in New Orleans last season, and that's good. They got emotion, but they won't be my Super Bowl pick. I think Drew Brees slowed down towards the end of last season. He just didn't have the same zip in his passes that he did early in the year. It was obvious you didn't need to be a so-called quote-unquote NFL expert to see that. It just looked like he slowed down. He didn't look the same as he did early in the year. All right, the team that put him out of there and represented the NFC last season is the LA Rams. and they're still talented. They still got a good team. They still got the defensive player of the year in Aaron Donald on that side. I think Akeem Talib is still there also on defense. Their offense, they have Brandon Cooks. We're not sure what Todd Gurley out of Georgia, what his health status is. Clearly, he was not healthy during their playoff run and their Super Bowl appearance, but they're still talented. I'm not picking them either. The Chicago, as they open the season night, they do play great defense. I don't like their quarterback. I have the same thing about them that I feel like about the Cowboys. I just don't believe in their quarterback. I don't believe in Trubisky. All right, so it's that simple. But the team I do like, my NFC pick to make the Super Bowl is the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's solely dependent upon if Carson Wentz stays healthy. But health is an issue for every NFL team. But as far as the Eagles are concerned, they are a very deep team. Listen, they were shattered by injuries last year. I mean, they were playing with some guys off the practice squad last season, and they still made the playoffs. They still did. And if Alshon Jeffries, doesn't make that critical error in the red zone last season in the Superdome in New Orleans, they may have been on their way to defending their title in the Super Bowl instead of going out in the divisional round in the playoffs. So I like the Philadelphia Eagles to get back to the Super Bowl for the second time in 3 years, and we get a rematch from 2 years ago in the Super Bowl. And this time, I think the Patriots take it. So I think the Patriots go back-to-back. But that's my Super Bowl prediction, New England versus Philadelphia. That's my Super Bowl prediction. And before anybody says about Philadelphia, well, that was Nick Foles and all that stuff. Yeah, I know. Nick Foles is in Jacksonville. I get it. But my Super Bowl prediction still is the Philadelphia Eagles and the New England Patriots. So there you have it. That's my NFL picks. That's all I got. I mean, my NFL preview. All right, I'm going to go on to some picks for week 1 of the NFL and week 2 of college football. Going to give you my thoughts on who I think will win this week. All right, we're going to start with tonight's game between the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. They claim this is the oldest rivalry in the NFL. That's why it's kicking off instead of the defending Super Bowl champion New England Patriots, who will open up on Sunday night, not Thursday night like it's been during the past. But the Super Bowl champion usually open. But anyway, Green Bay, new coach, Matt LaFleur. Aaron Rodgers is still there. Green Bay's always seemed to have problems on defense to me, although Aaron Rodgers is still probably one of the most talented quarterbacks in the F, and the L. Chicago still has that great defense. I don't think it'll be a high-scoring game. This game will be – I don't think it'll be played all that well. Neither team played all that much no starters on most teams played that much in the preseason. So I don't think you're going to see a very good game tonight as far as appeasing to watch. I think it'll be competitive. I just don't think it'll be appeasing to watch. But anyway, I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears at home over the Green Bay Packers tonight. And that's simply how that goes. So last week I went 3-2. I'm a little bit upset with Florida State. And who else did I lose with? I lost with Florida State. Northwestern. Florida State, Northwestern. So that hurt me a little bit. All right, now turning my attention to college football. We got a game that's going to be played, national televised game between the Texas A&M Aggies and the Clemson Tigers. This game will be played in Death Valley, as they call it, in Clemson, South Carolina. It's not going to be close. Clemson's going to just walk all over the Aggies. This will not be close. This will be a blowout. Clemson is I know they're a double-digit favorite. I don't know what the exact number is, but I know they're double-digit favorites. I don't see Clemson losing this game. Texas A&M may have had a great offensive showing against that high school team they played last week, but this is Clemson. This is a step up to the big time, big dog. Got to step up, and they're not going to do it. I mean, it may be competitive for a little while, but I think Clemson's going to just walk all over the Aggies, and I think Lawrence rebounds. He threw 2 interceptions last week. I don't see him repeating that performance, and plus, they still got that guy in the backfield, Travis Etienne, although Lawrence struggled against Georgia Tech. ETN didn't. He had a great game. He had an outstanding game opening up against Georgia Tech last Thursday. So I don't see Clemson having any problems with Texas A&M this week. All right, a game that may be just a tad bit a little tougher to pick, maybe closer than a lot of people think. A lot of people are high on Nebraska, as that is apparent by voting a 4-win team from the previous season as one of the 25 best teams in the country. I'm kind of lost with that one. I don't understand it because unless they must have made some kind of significant improvement to say that they're going to win, but at least they're going to double their wins. But anyway, Nebraska's going to go to Colorado. I think Colorado is going to pull this upset, just based solely upon that I think that Nebraska is just not that good. They struggled against South Alabama last week, and that game was at home. This game is on the road. I'm going to go. I know Nebraska has that quarterback, and I know he's decent and everything like that, but I still don't think they'll be able to win on the road against Colorado. They won 4 games, and somehow they were voted one of the 25 best teams in the preseason. That's why preseason polls are dumb. That's why people that vote for preseason polls are dumb. That's why fans that believe in preseason polls are dumb. Just trying to tell you. You can take it any way you want to. You might not like what I'm saying, but I'm just trying to tell you. It's just simple as that. You like preseason polls, it's stupid. They're dumb. Preseason. They ain't played a game yet, and you're going to tell me this team won 4 games and they're one of the 25 best teams in the country. Get the F out of here. All right, moving on. LSU Tigers going against Texas. This game is going to be in Texas. I really don't know what to make of either one of these teams. I like both quarterbacks. The quarterback that's at LSU, he transferred out of Ohio State. He proved me wrong last year. I didn't think LSU had a quarterback. He proved me wrong from the opening day when they mollywopped Miami, my team. And then Texas has this kid, Inflinger, and he's supposed to be compared to Tim Tebow. I don't know about all that. I mean, Tim Tebow was a 2-time national champion and a Heisman Trophy winner, so an All-American, and got picked in the first round. That was dumb. But anyway, this is one of those games to where I think LSU probably may have better athletes, but the game is played at Texas. Can Tom Herman out-coach in Oregon over on the other side? Oregon, he's a great recruiter. And he proved last year he can do a couple of things on X and O's. He gets the kids fired up, as hence what I saw when they played against the Hurricanes last year. So in that opening game in Arlington, Texas. This is a tough pick, but I'm going to go ahead and say LSU still wins. I think LSU's just got better athletes than Texas. You know, I don't think Texas just has just enough. Although this is the only top 10 matchup. Texas is voted as one of the 10 best teams in the country. And that's based off what they did last year. But I'm not sold. All right, the final game I'm going to pick is an NFL game. It's going to be Kansas City at Jacksonville. This is really strength versus strength. The Kansas City offense is definitely, they were the top in the league last year, and I don't see why that should stop this season. They added Shady McCoy after he was cut by the Buffalo Bills. They got Damian Williams in the backfield. They got Sammy Watkins on the outside. They drafted that young kid Harmon out of Georgia. He's fast as all outdoors. And then they got the fastest cat in the NFL in Tyreek Hill. And he will be there for week 1. I know this much. Josh Allen and Calais Campbell are going to put a lot of pressure on Patrick Mahomes, who is really right now the best quarterback in the NFL, in my opinion. It is really, like I said, strength on strength. We're going to see, can they generate enough pressure to where those corners won't have to be in coverage so long against those dynamic receivers that I just mentioned. I know Jalen Ramsey is legit. He's probably the best corner in the F and the L. AJ Bowie is on the other side. They got speed at linebacker. it's going to be a tough game for Kansas City. I don't see them hanging 30 points on Jacksonville. But the side of the ball that I don't believe in for either one of these teams, which is what I said about Kansas City. I don't believe in Kansas City's defense, and I don't believe in Jacksonville's offense. I don't care Nick Foles is the quarterback down there. I don't care Nick Foles won the Super Bowl. That was he played 4 games. He had a 3-game sample, short season. Yeah, he came in after Carson Wentz pretty much got their team to the point to where they were the best team in the NFC. So all Nick Foles had to do was just hold the fort, and that is what he did. And they were able to win the Super Bowl. And then last year he came in again after Wentz got hurt. So let's see what he does in a full season. Not a couple of games sample, just a full season. I don't think he can do it. I've seen Nick Foles as a starting quarterback. And if Chip Kelly wasn't when Chip Kelly is not his coach, and that funky offense that Chip Kelly run, Nick Foles is not a very good NFL starting quarterback. And I don't believe in Nick Foles this year. But as far as this game is concerned, I'm going to go with the offense. This is an offensive league, and I'm going to go with the offense. I think Kansas City will be able to go on the road and beat Jacksonville. And that is my 5 games that I picked for this week. And that's it. So going over a quick review, going to go with KC at Jayville, going to go with LSU on the road, going to go with Colorado at home, Clemson at home, and then tonight going to go with the Bears. Okay, that's it. All right, I want to thank you guys so much for taking the time to download and listen to this show and also listening live. I really appreciate all the love that I get. Again, like I told you, the Thursday shows will not be that long. It will be just my thoughts, my picks, my opinions, and that is pretty much it. Again, join the show on Sunday, 6 o'clock. I know the game will still be on, but we're going to take you right up until the end of the late game and into the Sunday night kickoff game. So I'm going to give you our thoughts and our opinions. I'll be joined by my brothers at that time. And, check us out. Listen to us. All right, listen, follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at WWS_sports show. Also, you can hear this show on demand on there's so many platforms. Radio.com, Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Spotify. There's so many different places where you can hear this show. Listen, just type in the search menu, Will's Take on Sports, and you'll be able to listen to all my episodes that I have over the previous 5 years. This is my 6th year doing this. Blessed and highly favored. Thank you so much to my loyal listeners. Again, you know how I close this show every week. Say a prayer for somebody, because prayer changes things. Pray for AB. Pray for AB. That boy needs prayer. AB needs prayer. Pray for him. Appreciate it. I'll holler.